Shaping Educators' Identities as Teachers and Readers: The Roles of Print and Digital Text by Lydia Aranda, Abby Jones, and Jasmine Smith.
Reading taught me that every story has the power to build belongings. The books I encountered and the people who shared them with me shaped not only who I became as a reader, but also the teacher I strive to be.
Reading opened doors to curiosity and possibility. Each text became more than words on a page. It became an opportunity to question, connect, and discover both the world around me and the teacher within me.
Reading has always been where I find myself again. Whether turning pages or listening to an audiobook between the demands of everyday life, stories remind me that being a reader is not just something I teach, it is part of who I am.
When I think about my journey as a reader, I realize that many of my experiences have shaped the teacher I am today. Some of my favorite memories started with my mom reading to me at bedtime, which helped me see books as something comforting and enjoyable. As I got older, experiences like picking out books at the book fair or bringing a book with me on vacation helped me develop my love for reading. I also remember how excited I was to use digital reading tools like Starfall because they made reading feel fun and interactive. Now, as a teacher, I have seen how technology can help engage students, but I have also learned that it works best when it's combined with conversations and activities that help students understand the story. These experiences have shaped how I view reading and how I support my students as they build their own identities as readers.
Both print and digital literacy experiences have helped shape my reading identity. Growing up, much of my time was spent listening to audiobooks while driving around in our red minivan. As I entered high school, I discovered the dreaded round robin reading. Entering in adulthood, my love for reading flourished while teaching my daughter how to read.
you your french fries, baby, but we need you. Meow, meow, meow. Why does it say, I smell?
My reading identity has continued to change since becoming a teacher. I've realized the importance of incorporating both print and digital reading opportunities. I also strive to foster a love for reading with each class I teach.
My vignettes show how both print and digital reading experiences have shaped my identity as a reader and teacher. Print books sparked my love of reading, while digital reading, especially audiobooks, has helped me continue reading through the demands of adulthood. Together, these experiences expanded my understanding of what it means to be a reader. These experiences have shaped my teaching by reinforcing the importance of making reading meaningful and accessible to all. By embracing both print and digital text, I encourage students to find reading experiences that support their needs and foster lifelong reading habits.
Can you please say it with me?
I pledge
No,
allegiance.
I do it.
Okay.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of United America and the republic which stands one nation under God and indivisible, liberty, justice for all. President Jefferson asked his friend for help. His friend's name was Captain What is that?
Meriwether?
Meriwether Lewis.
Through my own personal experiences and that of teaching my own children to read, I have become the teacher that I am today. Every reading journey begins with I, but through reflection, research, and shared experience, that I becomes the foundation of our identity as readers, teachers, and lifelong learners.
When we think about the science of reading, we often picture phonics, decoding, vocabulary, fluency, and comprehension. The research gives us evidence based practices for teaching children to read effectively. But while the science of reading explains how reading develops, it doesn't fully explain who we become as readers. That's where our lived experiences begin to matter. Each of us brings a unique reading story to the classroom. The books we grew up with, the adults who encouraged us, and even our experiences with digital text have shaped our identities as readers and teachers. These personal experiences influence the instructional choices we make and the literacy environments we create for our students.
Our project explores the intersection of these two perspectives, how research from the science of reading and our personal reading journeys work together to shape our identities as educators. By connecting evidence based literacy practices with lived experiences, we can better understand not only how students learn to read, but also how teachers develop beliefs and practices that inspire lifelong readers.
Collaborative moments and themes.
Major themes about how educators' reading experiences shaped who they become as readers. The first theme is that reading experiences shape educators' identities as readers and teachers. The research by McKee, Price, and Simpson shows that teachers' own literacy histories influence both their instructional choices and their identities. Our personal vignettes reflected this. My struggles with reading helped me become more empathetic towards reluctant readers. Abby described how audiobooks created her first emotional connection to books, and Jasmine explained how childhood anxiety with popcorn reading inspired her to create a classroom where students feel safe and confident.
The second theme is that meaningful reading experiences foster positive reading identities and engagement. Research consistently highlights the importance of reading for pleasure, student choice, and positive literacy experiences. Our experiences reinforce these findings. Lydia remembered how Starfall made reading exciting through interactive technology. I shared how reading nightly with my daughter helped nurture a lifelong love of books. Jasmine reflected on teaching both of her children to read through joyful shared reading experiences. Together, these stories demonstrate that positive, engaging reading experiences can shape lifelong readers and influence how educators teach literacy.
Our final theme is that reflection on literacy experiences shapes classroom instruction. Studies by Vanderwelt, Vandrell, Price, Simpson, and Shaw and Nash emphasize that reflection helps teachers make intentional instructional decisions. Our vignettes echoed this idea. Lydia adjusted how she uses digital books after noticing students remembered the animations more than the story. Abby's own anxiety with round robin reading led her to never require students to read aloud unexpectedly. And I reflected on students' negative experiences with educational technology and redesigned my instruction to use technology more purposefully. Together, these themes show that educators' personal literacy journeys continue to shape their identities, instructional practices, and the learning experiences they create for their students.
I now see reading as a bridge that connects people, cultures, and experiences, reminding me that every story has the power to create understanding, belonging, and community.
I now see reading as an invitation to lifelong curiosity, a way to continually grow, question, and discover new perspectives that shape both who I am and how I teach.
I now see reading as a way of returning to myself, whether through the pages of a book or the voice of an audiobook. Reading creates space to reflect, recharge, and remember the reader and teacher I am becoming.